Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Big Sweets, welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about who I think is one of the highest potential hunters in SUPERVIVE in Jhin. So the goal of this video isn't to be a Jhin gameplay guide. There's already a couple of those out on YouTube. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. What I want to do is show you some tips and tricks that you probably didn't know. So I want to give you some tools that you can take into your games and completely sauce on people, pretty much. Because Jhin, I think, is pretty much the flashiest character in this game. You're a high-risk, high-reward assassin. You can blow people up, but you also get blown up. You want to 1v1 people. If two people are hitting you, you're probably dead. So that's why a big focus of this video is going to be showing you how you can do as much damage as possible as quickly as possible. So we're going to open up with the most basic Jhin combo. I'm going to call this the noob combo. But basically it's going to be using your RMB to close the gap. And then you want to just do your basic LMB combo where you poke, kick, and slash. And then if you read the tooltip, in case you don't already know, you really want to open up every exchange with the charge stab because that's going to shred armor and it's also the highest instance of damage in your combo. The follow-up slash is a kick. That does the least amount of damage in the combo. The tooltip makes it seem like the follow-up slash and spin slash do the same amount of damage, but if you hit the spin slash on the outer edge, it does a good amount more. So that's just a little misleading. But what you can do with this, since this is actually pretty slow if you just do it like this, and you've still got two more abilities that you have to cast to get your full combo off. But we'll show the noob combo. So you just want to do this.
Going for it.
So yeah, you kind of just hit your right click on them and mash all your abilities. You do want to charge the stab as it's flying. It just makes it a little bit quicker. If you charge it as it's flying, you can have it pretty much all the way charged by the time you blink over there. But yeah, the other thing that you can do, because you can actually cover a lot of distance on Jhin just from his stab momentum and dash. So like if you do that, you can actually close a lot of distance and you don't even need to use your RMB. So what you can do if you still have your RMB is you can actually sneak it in between the first two hits of your combo. So you have a little bit after your charged stab where you can't like immediately kick after it. There's a little bit of an animation at the end. I don't know what this noise is. I'm gonna kill this guy. Hopefully that'll go away. But you can charge and sneak that RMB in and it doesn't break the combo. So what that's gonna look like is like that. And then you sneak the RMB in. You also cross up your opponent, which is super useful because if Shrike's shooting at me right here, I appear on the other side and she either fires this way and misses, or she's got to like readjust her cursor all the way over here to me. And yeah, she's more likely to miss that than if I was here, since she's got to flick pretty far. So just another tooltip with Jhin. But yeah, the other combo that you have is, people don't really seem to think of it as a combo, but it really is your flip slash death blow, which is bound to your Q, but I have it on a mouse button just because that's more comfortable for me. I really prioritize having all my fingers on WASD. Jhin, to aim your skill shots, you have to aim them with your body. So yeah, having control of your movement is super important. But what you can do in between flip slash and death blow is, if you aren't in the middle of your combo, you can hit an uncharged poke and the kick afterwards. So you can do like this and then slash. But the other thing that you can do is sneak in a spin slash, and that way you can continue your combo. And if you combine that with what we were just talking about with sneaking in an RMB in between your poke and your kick, it'll look something like this. And and you basically just one-shot everybody. And while that's going on, you're also getting increased movement speed. It doesn't really show it in the practice mode because the Shrike isn't coded as a hunter for some reason. So I don't actually get any movement speed boosts when I hit them. But you are getting that. So while you're doing that, you can also be like juking around with your movement and just being insanely hard to hit in a 1v1. So we've got those combos, and then the other thing that is really good to know with Flip Slash Death Blow is you can cast Death Blow anytime before you hit the ground after you Flip Slash. So how that becomes relevant is if you jump beforehand, you give yourself more time to just float in the air before you're required to cast your Death Blow. You can also, with your dash, your dash cancels all vertical momentum. So whether you're going up or down, it basically just freezes you in the air for a little bit. So this is a really cool animation cancel that I haven't seen anybody talk about. And it's you hit your Q1 and then you immediately dash when the jump comes out. And then you can cast your Death Blow without the initial hitbox actually coming out. So how that looks is like that. So just so you can see, if I hit my Flip Slash, it'll give me a shield. But I'll stand in front right here just to kind of showcase this a little bit better. But you'll see, like, I don't get a shield from that, even though I definitely hit her. Because that first instance of damage isn't actually coming out. You're canceling that animation. So what that can be useful for is if you see a low HP target, you just go up to him. And you can actually cover a lot of distance with both your dashes if you do like that. And then the other thing that you can do in terms of setting up your Death Blow is throw your dagger and immediately jump with your Q1. And then you'll be able to land with the Death Blow and finish him off. So yeah, I'm going to do the full damage combo just one more time so you guys can see it. I really thought I was going to mess this one up a couple times, which is why I did it live. I actually wanted to mess it up a couple of times so I could not misrepresent myself as somebody who's a god gamer or anything like that. These are all combos that you can definitely do yourself. See, I actually messed it up there. If I can do them, you can do them. I've hit them in games a couple of times, but it's not super consistent. It's something that you really just gotta grind out in practice mode and build some muscle memory for. All right, so one last tip with Jhin is I'm seeing a lot of people completely underutilize Jhin's ultimate. So every guide that I've seen treats Jhin's ultimate just as a repositioning tool, which it is. It's really good at that, actually. It's one of the few dashes in the game and the only way that Jhin has in his kit to traverse terrain. So like I can't dash through this, but I can put my guy over here and just insta teleport. So that's something that is just like worthwhile to keep in mind if you're trying to escape or like have a tricky entrance into a fight. Your ult can go over walls. But what's underutilized with his ult is micro. So this is why I really recommend on Jhin to bind your ult to a mouse button. And then you can control your character like this. And you essentially just get another character that can play for you. He does slightly less damage than Jin's like base body, but it's still a great complement to yours. Even if you're just using it directly on top of yourself, it still does a lot of damage. And you can get tricky with it, switching your position, stuff like that. But the main reason that you want to be microing like this, even if you're not necessarily, like maybe somebody is insane at the game and they can simultaneously use their character to the fullest and micro this clone at the same time, I think that's insanely hard, and why I think Jhin is probably the highest skill cap hunter is because theoretically somebody could do that, maybe an AI, but yeah. So there's a couple things with using Jhin ult that I think are really interesting and nobody really talks about. Is this ult makes Jhin probably the best turbo booster user in the game in theory, because while you're microing it, you can see right here in the top, or like in the middle right, my turbo booster. It'll build up, like when I use a dash, I get 10 movement speed and it quickly decays. But what you can do with Jhin ult is every time you input a command, it resets the turbo booster cooldown. So you kind of just zoom around with that like this. You can just get a 10 movement speed buff during the fight. You basically always have a movement rune. So even if you're just mashing it in whatever direction you're clicking on, you're getting a movement speed boost and damage boost because your clone's gonna like follow whatever you're clicking on. So I'd really recommend playing with that, seeing what you can do with it. I think this ability is really what breaks Jhin as a character. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got. If you'd like to see me break down another character, definitely let me know in the comments. I have a lot of fun just going into practice mode and experimenting, seeing what kind of combos and things like that are possible. So if you've got a character that you think has the sauce and you want me to pick them apart, leave it in the comments. Highest upvote comment will be probably the next one I break down. I also want to do a Hudson video, Hudson counterplay video, but that will be my next project. So yeah, hope you guys learned something new today. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more conceptual SUPERVIVE content like this. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Peace.